You're joking.
Yes, because Gary and Marcus
Chlorine.
injected into kill. I'm going to warm up that, so get on with it. First of all, thank you everybody for turning up to celebrate the daughter's wedding together, especially Gary's mum and dad, who, without the effort of a few years ago, this wouldn't be possible. And all the ones who come from doing, I know you had that, you've had it. I want to tell you what a great man you've got. A very decent thing. In fact, a gallon. He phoned me up to ask for my daughter's hand in marriage. And at the same time, he told me who he was. I didn't know there was anybody else in the running. And he said, I would like your daughter's hand in marriage. And I said, well, certainly. I said, can you have the one that's been digging in my bleeding pocket? I also asked him, I said, can you support the family? And he said, well, he said, I can support Tracy. He said, you and all that look at people. I don't think the boys will. I won't take any more. I just want to say, I think you'll agree with your daughter, which is absolutely beautiful. She was always brightened up our lives, to the extent of leaving the landing lights, kitchen, and every other light you can think of. Our house was so bright that Birmingham Airport actually had to use it. And that's no stop. But I think about the NASA, and the NASA told me that our house and the Great Wall of China were the only two things. Lots of memories. This is a warning. When she was little, I went up to one night and she was in her bedroom, and she was playing with a large guy in the kitchen, and she was messing about. And I said, "What are you doing there?" And she said, "I'm washing up." And I said, "Well, why are you doing that?" She said, "Well, I'm not married yet." She say to someone, she always liked the toys at Christmas and things like that. But the one time, she didn't want any toys whatsoever, and she was quite happy to play with a toy, and she would roll it down the garden and sit in it and come down the road, and that was a good year. I've seen her grow up from a little girl, and I've seen her go through different phases, and I've seen her crawling on the floor, being sick, pants, the 21st birthday. I'm not going to bring up a lot of things, but I suddenly realised that she knew more about me. So, I can't say much more about that. As an artist, I don't know who it was, I think it might have been Bert. He said that a woman accepts a man as he is. He said, but then she spends the rest of her life trying to change him. Everybody will look at Gary and see him as he is now, because he won't see it again. A few warning words for you. Something you will hear in the future. 3 words: all, just, and only. All you need to do is just take the minute. It only costs 30 quid. You will hear lots of this. And I don't want to say a lot more, except that for Tracy, I've never told her this before, but when my other daughter got married, she phoned me up and she was crying her eyes out one night, just after she got married. And I said, what's going on about? And she said, it's my husband, she said, he's using 4-letter words at me. And I said, what is that? And she said, dust, oil, speak for big. And finally, so I'm not going to take a long time, but finally, a word of warning. If ever you have an argument and you're wrong, say you're sorry. But if you're in the right, keep the bloody mouth. Something else I was going to say. I was going to use some tips. One tip I found when my dad was alive, I said to my dad, I said, you've been married now for nearly 60 years. I said, have you ever considered divorce? And he said, no. He said, well, bloody murder. Yeah. He said that marriage is give and take, 50-50. Who said this? I don't know. Because he was never married, and he wasn't a bloody mathematical grade. So, that's about it. I think I've covered it. Yeah, I'm just about there. So, all I would say to everybody is, to please raise your glasses to Tracy and Gary, because although I've paid for it, they've done the organising. They've got to people that and all I've done is run around with me bleeding bank card. So if you raise your glasses to the bride and groom, Gary, Tracy, Gary.
Yeah.